Welcome back to the channel, boys and girls. We're back, baby. God, I've been so tired since the time change. So, kind of a little down on those videos. But you know what? We got the energy back, man. I slept for like 13 hours yesterday on a snow day. Whoo! Oh, it was great, man. Love it. Loved every second of it. So, start things off. We're going to go ahead and take a look at some TikToks here. Some old TikToks, huh? From, let's see here. I can't remember his name. I forgot. My bad. He's super popular. He does finance stuff. But let's go and hop right into it, man.
Just amongst people that are struggling financially, like what are they doing with their money? Why is it not going in their favor?
Everyone's good with getting a 5, 6, 7 year car loan at 25% and thinks that that doesn't mean anything. So that's crazy. I mean, what? The average new car payment, what was it? I think it's recently come out to like $800 a month.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Crazy.
If 50% of the people in the United States,
25% interest.
who have a job,
Jesus.
make $30,000 or less on a yearly basis, $800 a month as the new average car payment, that's insanity.
Crazy, man. Just crazy. So, yeah, I sold cars for a decade, 10 years, right? And I can tell you right now, I saw it all the time. And most of the time, it was, you could not stop them from destroying themselves financially. There was nothing you could do. Like, they just had to have it, and if by God they got approved for it, well, it was a sign from God that they deserved this car, right? And I shit you not, man. I saw it all the time, and I have literally, this is no joke. Near the end, man, when I started wising up and realizing what the hell was happening to these people with these high interest loans, man, I would talk them out of it. Like, if you were past 10% interest, I'm like, hold on, dude. Like, you need to think this through, and then when you're selling a car, you're doing their budget, right? I mean, you when you're the whole package, man. Like, if somebody wants to buy a car and you need to land them on the right vehicle, right price, right? You're figuring out what their budget allots, right? Plus insurance, plus everything, right? So you know what these people can afford typically, like almost damn near down to the penny, based on their income, and I never want to set people up for failure. So that was always in my sales process, right? But I'll tell you what, there was sometimes you couldn't talk them out of killing themselves financially. They just refused. It's really a shame that there's people like that. And I deal with it all the time at work, man. Like, there's a lot of dudes that buy some expensive trucks at work, man. $100,000, no problem, man. Let's go. Let's saddle right on up. You don't even know their interest rate. You hear $1,400 car payment, and you're like, you did what? Dude, 22-year-olds. 22-year-olds taking on $100,000 truck payments. Should be illegal, man. Should be illegal. I told the kid, I was like, dude, you screw up one time, you miss a couple days of work, you are in a world of hurt, son. So you better make sure you're not getting sick and you're working out and you're getting after it, because boy, you drop the ball on that, man. You'll never catch up. You get a month behind on that, you'll never catch up. He could technically, because it depends. I don't know what his exact financial situation is, but he's an operator, so he's making some pretty good money. So before I go on too long of a tangent here, guys, let's go ahead and address some comments, all right? And I appreciate you so much for leaving comments, seriously. And I've got to bring up Mr. Big Prepper, all right? So he's pretty legit, man. I'm not going to lie. So let me go ahead and start off by reading this, and we'll talk about it. Not only is the gaming community toxic, but it makes you toxic over time and baits you into acting crazy, because there are so many assholes that get off on making your life harder. I quit games and replaced it with the pursuit of knowledge and education of things I can utilize in a real world situation. I've taken up leatherworking, woodworking, sewing, and metalworking just to try to be more self-sufficient, stock up, and prepare for the worst, even if it never comes. By God, son, that dude is killing it, man. Like, this is my replacement for games. This right here, what we're doing, just BSing on a camera, right? I figure rather than coming home and spending a couple hours playing video games, I can crank out some videos and get rid of that nasty habit. But good for you, man. That is crazy. So we got a couple more here. Mouse in the house, bro. Thank you, man. He said good video. That means a lot, dude. I was going on a little bit of a rant that day. I was pissed, man. I was like, this shit is ridiculous. So now let's get over to Kim Miller. This is kind of crazy. So there was a guy on my block that the feds came and got. I was home and missed it all, but people said the feds were yelling at the cars driving by and threatening to arrest them. It was insane. I bet that was insane. Like, what? That is crazy, man. So I don't let's be real with what they get away with. They're all power tripping. I'm gonna be honest. I'm nervous to even talk about certain things on the internet. It's just what it is this day and age. You know, you have zero protection. God forbid they J6 you and freaking make you disappear off the face of the earth. Thank God I've got a pretty abundant family. And people would know what was going on. They'd probably, say something. But, man, a lot of people don't have that, right? So something to think about. All right, so let's go ahead and hop into this video. This video right here.
Watch this video. You can
This video
actually
is
get your down
fantastic.
payment back, cancel your contract, and get your title to your car lien free if that auto dealer committed fraud in the transaction. Now, it's really called rescinding the contract, and some people think that rescinding the contract only applies to mortgages. Now, this is on Law Cornell, right? Rescission, cancellation of a contract. Rescission may be unilateral, as when a party rightly cancels a contract because of another party's material breach. A material breach is basically fraud. Rescission can also be mutual, as when the contracting parties agree to discharge all remaining obligations, right? Discharging all remaining obligations basically mean if you have a car note, it could go for anything, but let's be talking about cars. So if you have a car note, basically you don't have to, let's say you're in a 5-year agreement and you only on year 3. You don't have to pay the rest of those, 69 months. Or that would be like a 6-year agreement. You wouldn't have to pay the rest of those 69 months. Now, how do you know it's fraud in your contract? If you put a down payment on your car, there you can get the down payment back. If you put a down payment on your car, it's fraud in your contract. If you put a down payment on your car, you can get the money back. Now, even if you didn't put down a down payment on your car, you could still get the title lien free if your contract is not fulfilled. Meaning, like if you still have time inside your contract, you can still get the money back that you have paid in your monthly payments, and you can still get the title lien free to your car. Now, if you want to know how, that's when you got to hit me up on the gram for the class.
For the class, bro. For the class. She's selling a class on how to financially destroy your credit, boys and girls. Let that sink in. There are people out there that take her advice. I'm like, I can't even, bro. Like, this is just wild to me. This one, man, I saw this, I was like, this is a gem, man. This is a gem. You know, if you don't mind getting a repo on your credit, you're good. That's it. There is no, you think that these dealerships, I've never seen anybody just turn their cars back in. Unless, like, the dealership absolutely screwed up beyond belief and missed some signatures, which I have actually used I have used to my advantage when I bought a car one time. And because, I knew the inside and outs of the entire deal, right? And took a WRX out for a joyride for like a week. And then I was like, I don't want this one. This one's fucked up. I drove the piss out of that thing. And then the salesman, he tells me, hey, man, the guy before you, the reason you traded in is you dropped 7 clutches. I was like, brother, why would you tell me that as a salesperson? I was like, I don't want this car. I know I got a new one either way, but just crazy that dude was pretty young on that one. That was a young man move right there. Because the first thing I was thinking is, how the hell are we getting out of this one, man? But yeah, if you don't sign up on everything, man, it goes both ways. Like if you sign that deal, you're locked in. Now, if you don't, you're not. So keep that in mind. But that stuff's ironclad, man. You ain't getting out of crap, dude. Unless you want a repo, that's it. So just remember that. So on to the next video. Now let's just go ahead and take a look at these crazy car payments, man. These people are nuts.
How much
Just
is your car
$800.
payment?
$1,800, just like my cousin.
How much is your car payment?
Young cat.
How much is your car payment? How much is your car payment?
I paid it in full in cash, right there and then.
Smart
How
man.
much is your car payment?
I just paid off my car salon.
How much is your car payment?
480.
How much is your car payment?
660, but I paid 650.
How much is your car payment?
Just say
So there's one person and two people in there that didn't have car payments. Good for them, man. That's so important. Like I am guilty. I have a car payment. I'm almost done, guys. I'm like right there, right? Young and dumb, pre-COVID decision. You know, wanted a sports car. It's been very good to me, and I can't really complain too much on the situation, you know. So, with that being said, though, after this, I'm gonna be taking that $500 a month I've gotten a car payment and putting it into a high yield savings account and or stack it all into gold and silver. So I'm like sub 10K right now. So I'm just like, come on, let's go, man. So let's go ahead and watch the last one. And guys, I have seen. All right, so let's watch the video.
The highest payment you've seen a customer sign up on, and what type of car was it?
Oh Jesus.
1450 and an F450
My bad.
Platinum.
Luke, what's the highest car payment you've seen somebody sign up on? What kind of car was it?
1400, and it was on a F350. Lariat.
Dylan, what's the highest car payment you've seen somebody sign up on, and what kind of car was it?
1789 and a 22 F250.
Jerry, what's the highest car payment you've seen a customer sign up on, and what kind of car was it?
$1,500 something that was on a GT500 with 10,000 down.
Adam, what's the highest car payment you've had somebody sign up on? What kind of car was it on?
First of all, got that oxtail right here. Y'all don't know about this. Probably 1,800 on a 350, probably.
Sam, sorry to interrupt your lunch, buddy. What's the highest car payment you've seen, and what kind of car was it on?
This guy.
2349 Lamborghini Huracan.
Tell me, what is the highest car payment you've seen somebody sign up on? What kind of car did they get?
1800 on a Mustang 5.0.
Knocked his head off. Highest for me is going to be.
Pause right there. Did you hear how he said knocked his head off, baby? You have no clue. The car culture, dude, is getting off every time they bend you over for 10K. This is another reason I got out, man. Another reason I got out. I had to sleep at night. And then you're getting 30% on 5 to 10 grand profit for the dealership. 30%, that's 3 G's right there, baby. Had it happen. My biggest day that I had in car sales was like $4,200 in one day, man. That was a rare day. Most don't see it in a lifetime, but it can happen, you know. So it's really a sick, demented culture. And you notice how all of them are young. They get you while you're young, because when an adult comes in, and now that guy that you saw in there, he was what we call a lifer, man. That boy's done nothing but sell cars, so he knows the culture, right? So he's accepted in. But otherwise, you get them young and moldable, and then you can turn them into putty, dude. Break them. I mean, it's just like I worked at my first dealership was a militaristic dealership. They break you down mentally. I mean, and it was just the most brutal thing you've ever dealt with, like just being called a vagrant piece in the middle of sales meetings with 30 dudes in there. It was wild. It was a wild time, man. Drugs everywhere. And this is how they get you hooked on this lifestyle. This like Wolf of Wall Street lifestyle where like everybody's bragging about how hard they screwed the customer, right? And then they form, dude, there's some dealerships that won't even pick you up if you don't have addictions. And they'll ask you. They don't give a shit. They want you to push units. They don't give a shit if you're a crackhead. Are you going to do what it's going to take to get the deal? That's what this shit is. So know that. I'm loading you with ammunition here. Know that these are the type of people that you're going in to mess with. Now, with that being said, not every dealership is the same. But if you walk in and you're dealing with a bunch of young cats and they look like they're partying, you know what it is, man. You know what it is. And, some of them are really good. Some of them are really bad. I mean, it just depends who you get put with. But some of them, man, they're little killers out there, you know. So, but Guys, I appreciate you for tuning in. We're doing a little bit different here. I just want to kind of point out the absurdity of car deals this day and age, which have only progressively gotten worse because of COVID. It's just getting unbelievably bad. So, I just wanted to bring some attention to shine a light on that, especially in the prepping community. It's not much people talk about it, right? So, yeah, avoid these loans, man. These high interest loans at all costs. And guess what? We're seeing a pullback. It's coming back. These new car prices, they're coming back. The market's coming back to reality. It will come back to reality. Now, as far as the housing market, it's being propped up by foreign investors and being bought out by people like BlackRock. So I don't think housing will ever come down. So take that for what it is. I could be wrong. I could be right. We'll see how it plays out. Obviously, none of this is ever financial advice. And hey, I want you guys to have a great weekend. Let me know if you like this down in the comments, because I'm gonna try and make this a mainstay here, and then still do my normal article read. We're gonna be versatile, man. We're gonna try and do it all. You know what I'm saying? But appreciate you guys, man. Have a good rest of the day. Later on.